Hello everyone. I welcome you all to YuktMind's initiative called 10 Minutes and Newspaper Done, where we are trying to provide you the squeezed out UPSC relevant information from bulky newspapers. So let's begin with the first news. India's population to edge ahead of China's by mid 2023, says United Nations. So India is going to reach 142.86 crore against China's 142.57 crore by the middle of 2023. The United States of America is a distant third with an estimated population of 34 crore. You can relate this to state of Uttar Pradesh in India, which has 24 crore population alone itself. This is the report. This is coming from the State of World Population Report 2023. The world's population has hit the 8 billion mark in November 2022. The report says that contrary to the alarm bells about exploding number, population trends everywhere point to slower growth and aging societies. Just 8 countries will account for half the projected growth in global population by 2050. They are Democratic Republic of Congo, Egypt, Ethiopia, India, Nigeria, Pakistan, Philippines, and the United Republic of Tanzania. You can see this is mostly African and South Asian nations. There have been increasing calls for imposing a two-child norm in India, and sub-states such as Assam have issued an order in 2021 to bar those with more than 2 children from government jobs. Also, we can refer to Maternity Benefit Act, which is also given to 2 children, thereby using negative reinforcement technique to restrict population. It called for a radical rethink on how countries address changing demographies and cautioned against use of family planning as a tool for achieving fertility targets. It warned that global experience showed that family planning targets can lead to gender-based discrimination and harmful practices such as prenatal sex determination, leading to sex-selective abortions, imbalanced sex ratios, preferential health and nutrition for male children, denial of the paternity for female children, violence against women for giving birth to girl children, and coercion of women to have fewer or greater number of children. We can relate this to Economic Survey 2017-18, which talked about son meta preference in our country, which is present even now. With close to 50% of its population below the age of 25, India has a time-bound opportunity to benefit from the demographic dividend. So we must invest in health, education, and quality jobs for young people, especially women and girls. The report strongly recommended that governments introduce policies with gender equality and rights at their heart, such as parental leave programs, child tax credits, policies that promote gender equality in the workplace, and universal access to sexual and reproductive health and rights. Things like pay parity to women with respect to men can go a long way in this direction. Now the second news is Center asks states to enforce new rules to check stray dog numbers. As stray dog attacks increases, the center has decided to reach out to the states, local self-governments and resident welfare associations on implementing the new set of animal birth control rules prepared by the Ministry of Animal Husbandry recently. Notified on March 10, the rules put the onus of maintaining and controlling the population of stray dogs on local self-governments and resident welfare associations. The rules of 2001, based on the Prevention of Cruelties to Animal Act 1960, were amended to adopt humane procedures for controlling stray animal population through open methods of surgeries and operations. The new rules prescribe that animal birth control programs for sterilization and immunization of stray dogs are to be carried out by local self-governments. The rules also suggest euthanasia for incurably ill and mortally wounded dogs as diagnosed by a team appointed by the local animal birth control monitoring committee. Third news is about more age-appropriate ratings for films soon. The Cinematograph Amendment Bill 2023 will be introduced in the monsoon session of Parliament, which has provisions for harsher punishments for film piracy and the introduction of new age categories for classifying films. Under it, CBFC would be able to provide more age classifications when certifying films. Currently, only 3 categories exist: unrestricted exhibition, unrestricted/adult for films that can be viewed by minors with adult supervision, and adult for films that can only be viewed for adults. The 2021 draft bill expanded the unrestricted/adult category to 7+, 13 plus, and 16 plus. These ratings may allow filmmakers to address mature themes without attracting an A certificate. The IT Rules 2021 already requires streaming services to use this age classification with content descriptors. Now, these are progressive steps which has divided children into 4 categories. The fourth news is Batting for Bats, campaign by Kerala Institute. The Kerala Forest Research Institute is on a mission to dispel myths associated with bats and create awareness about their diversity, ecosystem functions, and threats faced by them. Globally, there are 1460 species of bats categorized into 21 families. In India, 135 bat species belonging to 9 families have been identified, with Kerala home to 48 of those species. Bats play a crucial role in pollination and seed dispersal of over 500 plants of commercial and ecological value, aiding in forest regeneration. Study shows that an insectivorous bat, which can be as small as our little finger, can consume at least 1,400 small insects in an hour, helping to save billions of dollars in agricultural losses. Fifth news is about India-UAE cooperation to soar regional food security. During the I2U2, which is India, Israel, the UAE, and the United States of America summit in July last year, the UAE committed $2 billion in investment towards constructing food parks in India, in Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat, while the signing of a food security corridor on the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement sidelines with logistic partners DP World, whose full form is Dubai Ports International World. This company is a world leader in global supply chain solutions like cargo logistics, port terminal operations, etc. This will take forward India's envisioned presence on the global food value chain beyond the UAE. The corridor could potentially commence a route for foods made and processed in India, beginning their outbound journey on the Indian coast of the Arabian Sea, passing through the UAE and towards major international markets. The strategic location of UAE can be leveraged, that is, it is placed between Asia and Europe, to serve as India's food export gateway to West Asia and the Africa region, and further beyond. So this can be used. This point can be used in mains answers as well, in cooperation between India and UAE. So the next news. Why is a star-planet pair just 12 light years away emitting radio signals? YZ Ceti b is a rocky Earth-sized exoplanet rotating around a small red dwarf star, YZ Ceti, barely 12 light years from Earth. What are exoplanets? They are a planet that orbits a star other than our Sun. Astronomers have detected a repeating radio signal from this exoplanet that suggests the presence of a magnetic field, one of the prerequisites for a habitable planet around it. Just as the energy surges from the Sun sometimes disrupt telecommunications on Earth and damage orbiting satellites, intense bursts of energy from the YZ Ceti star exoplanet exchange produce spectacular auroral lights. We get to see this indirectly in the form of the radio emission we receive. These radio waves, strong enough to be picked up on Earth, confirm the existence of an exoplanetary magnetic field. Such signals can only be produced if the exoplanet orbits very close to its parent star and has its own magnetic field to influence the stellar wind and generate the signals. With scores of exoplanets in the Sun's neighborhood itself, nearly half of all the stars visible in the sky could potentially harbor rocky Earth-sized planets in the habitable orbits around them. To have an atmosphere and sustained water, a planet has to be at a certain distance from its star, which is called Goldilocks zone. It is to be noted that Goldilocks zone that was mentioned in the previous news was asked in 2015 preliminary exams. Moving on to the seventh news, Union Cabinet gives nod for 6,003 crore quantum mission. It will fund R&D of quantum computing technology and associated applications. Quantum computers are work in progress globally and exploit properties of the atom which are only explainable by the principle of quantum mechanics. The promise is a reliable class of computers that work several times faster than the speediest machines of today and also facilitate exponentially secure communication networks with wide applications. The mission was budgeted for 8,000 crore in the Union budget of 2023. The plan involves developing intermediate-scale quantum computers with 20 to 50 physical qubits in 3 years, 50 to 100 physical qubits in 5 years, and 50 to 1,000 physical qubits in 8 years. Note that China is the third country to deliver quantum computers after Canada and USA, which is named Zhuangqi 2.1. It's a 66-qubit programmable quantum computing system. US is the global frontrunner because of the tech giants like IBM and Google. Just like bits, 1 and 0 are the basic units by which computers process information, qubits or quantum bits are the unit of process by quantum computers. Other ambitions include developing satellite-based secure quantum communication between ground stations over a range of 2,000 kilometers within India, long-distance secure quantum communication with other countries, intercity quantum key distribution over 2,000 kilometers, as well as multi-node quantum network with quantum memories are also some of the deliverables of the mission. 4 thematic hubs would be set up in top academic and national R&D institutes on the domains of quantum computing, quantum communication, quantum sensing and metrology, and quantum materials and devices. The hubs, which will be focused on the generation of new knowledge through basic and applied research, as well as promote R&D in the areas that are mandated to them. Only 6 countries so far have some capability in this domain. This mission will bring India to the forefront along with them, and India can be a world leader like China, USA, and Canada. For over a decade, research groups and technology companies have announced the development of prototype quantum computers, though none that are actually useful in real-world problems. Current prototype systems require extremely cold conditions like minus 273 degrees Celsius to work, along with developing the materials capable of such computations. Now, this is the eighth and the final news. Production linked incentive scheme to generate investment of 30,000 crore in specialty steel sector. Ministry of Civil Aviation and Steel said that it has signed 57 MOUs with 27 companies for specialty steel under the production linked incentive scheme, which is expected to generate investment of about 30,000 crore and create additional capacity of about 25 million tons of specialty steel in next 5 years. This will also create 60,000 plus jobs and help India to become the third largest economy by 2030-31. India has emerged as the second largest steel producer in the world, with per capita steel consumption going up from 57 kilos to 78 kilos during the last 9 years. China is the largest producer, accounting 57% of total in 2020. The Steel Ministry is in the process of aligning policies with the Gati Shakti Master Plan, which will complement the 100 lakh crore investment plan for infrastructure development over the next 5 years. This will boost the demand for steel in various sectors, thereby enhancing steel usage. In 2013-14, steel production capacity was about 100 million tons and crude steel production was about 82 million tons. Whereas in 2022-23, the steel production capacity increased to 154 million tons and crude steel production to 125 million tons. Thank you for watching. Please visit our website www.yuktmind.com, our Telegram channel, Instagram and Twitter handles. Thank you.